Oh, we live?
Yeah, you are.
Oh. Hello, loyal fans. This is our last talk show of health. And so we have our best guest, Brian Drozdowicz, Chief Revenue Officer, or sometimes President of PointClickCare, depending on how much I've had to drink. And he is here to tell us about.
Can you call everyone president? The president of.
Sometimes if I can't remember someone's title, I say, I think they're the president of. But anyway,
right. Good.
Yeah. So, Brian.
Thrilled to be here.
Tell our loyal fans all about PointClickCare, which just had a rager last night with a rebrand.
Yeah.
And about your role there and what's going on. What's even happening?
Wait, one thing before that. I was not explicitly invited to the party. I came anyway, just to be clear.
And we welcomed you.
Wow.
Everybody
knows
the invasion started.
Yeah.
They love you. Okay. Brian, tell the loyal fans more.
Yeah. So Brian Drozdowicz, Chief Revenue Officer, PointClickCare. I've been here about 3 years, which has been a great ride. I actually joined to run a couple of acquired entities in the provider health plan space. PointClickCare has been around a long time. We are the market leader in skilled nursing. A lot of things that, and that's really what we're known for. A lot of what we're working on and, have announced this week, and a lot of our investment is around sort of spreading more broadly wider beyond just post-acute. So we do a lot of work connecting to hospitals, health plans, talking a lot about that this week, and a lot of work on AI. So exciting times.
Well, I think it is. I would love for you to tell our loyal fans more about what PointClickCare actually does, because as one of the acquired entities in 2020, part of Collective Medical, we didn't do anything with skilled nursing facilities. And so the world I know of PointClickCare is acute, hospitals, payers, all kinds of cool stuff. So tell, how does that all work together?
Yeah.
Which I should know, but you should tell everybody.
Yeah, so PointClickCare has been around 25 years. Mike and Dave, brothers, started together, super mission-driven business to automate skilled nursing facilities. So we're in almost 30,000 facilities today. So we are absolutely the market leader. Think, inpatient, high acuity EMR. I spent most of my career in that space. Same thing, but for skilled nursing. So, and what matters in skilled nursing is obviously very different than the high acuity space. Something always happens before somebody ends up in a skilled nursing facility or a senior living facility. And the acquired entity collective really adding that to PointClickCare's portfolio really allows us to look at all the things that happen to a patient before they end up in that facility. Mm-hmm. So it's been an incredible business. We're the market leaders there. And a lot of our investment has been trying to really broaden that lens on tracking the patient through all its encounters before it ends up in before that patient ends up in a skilled nursing facility.
Yeah. Okay, so not focusing too much on skilled nursing, but you are the market leader there. Yep. There's been a lot of talk about how skilled nursing facilities are so behind, blah, blah, blah. They were left out of high tech. Why would anyone give them money? They need all this money. Yeah. But we have the AI now.
We have AI.
And I have heard some people saying skilled nursing's not ready for AI. But in many ways, that actually can take can leapfrog. Yeah. So tell it, what are you guys doing with the AI?
Yeah. So I don't think
you should stop calling it the AI.
AI.
The AI.
AI.
The challenges in skilled are really no different than the rest of the ecosystem. Staffing is really tough. Clinicians are way overworked, overburdened. There's shortages everywhere. And when I go to my provider and I see they're just face down in a computer and not even making eye contact with me about the things that are happening, that's an awful experience. If you think about what AI can do and really help trigger or alert that caregiver to the things that need to happen, what is relevant from prior histories, progress notes, free text. There's so much free text in this world. To be able to summarize those things and be able to extract out what really matters and have a real, true caregiving moment with that patient is incredible. So we're doing a lot of work with AI today, specifically for that purpose. Looking at progress notes, looking at opportunities for compliance, revenue, quality, and looking for, key things that are captured in pre-text notes that otherwise, just get buried there, and documented. So.
Yeah. So it's real.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, we've been working on it for a while. There's a lot of stuff out there on the other side of the wall here that's not real.
That's what we've been told.
Can you be specific? I won't name names.
I will not name names.
We're not sure that Brian is covered under our media
Yeah,
liability insurance policy, so
we won't go there. But look, we've got several AI solutions that are like commercially available on market today. The one that I was just talking about, Chart Advisor, that scrubs the skilled record, looking for opportunities for the clinician to follow up around compliance. We've got a bunch of predictive algorithms as well, predictive return to hospital. We've got reason for transfer. One of the events that happens all the time is patient is at a skilled facility and ends up back in the emergency department. Like, that's never a smooth thing that happens.
Sure.
We're dealing with typically
Happens quite a lot.
it happens all the time,
especially with understaffing and whatever else.
If you think about how that happens in the moment, like the last thing that clinicians are worrying about is getting their patient right. So it might be complete documentation, might not, might be structured text, might be free text. Our reason for transfer looks at the last 24 hours of everything that's happened in the skilled nursing record, and then summarize that and like basically bullet points on what you need to know, and provides that information to the emergency department in our emergency department optimization solution, which just allows the emergency docs to have like full transparency into what happened in that past 24 hours based on what's been documented. So it's good stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And in terms of adoption, I mean, so when I think about skilled nursing facilities and long-term post-acute care generally, right? Like problems with staffing, smaller, smaller entities, outposts, practice, whatever, we're talking about a maybe not as well resourced part of the market. How are people reacting to these new tools?
So I think it varies. We've got, because we work with a broad segment of the market,
For sure.
we've seen that there are a lot of leaders that are welcoming it with open arms. Anything to drive efficiency, like technology is way cheaper than people. So anything that we can do to help provide efficiency so those caregivers spend their time on the right things, they're open to. I think they'll be laggards for sure, but I don't think that's unique to skilled. I think that's just the market as well.
So you hit on workforce. Technology is cheaper than people.
Yeah.
The Trump administration rolled back or never even implemented the staffing mandates, right? That were the whole industry.
Big outcry.
The whole industry was like, "Holy shit, how are we going to do this?" Right? So thank you, sir, for rolling back those things or never implementing. I'm not sure what actually the term is, but can you talk about how this increased automation, AI, is going to transform this industry that's already got huge staffing problems?
Yeah, I mean, the technology, like, not my term, but like getting clinicians to operate at the highest end of their license is really the goal here. And to be able to staff with nurses instead of physicians, huge opportunity. Being able to clue clinicians into what really matters and then what to do about it. Like if you look at some of the large language models that we're using today around summarization of documentation, it might be 10, 15 minutes to scroll through the entirety of a record and not even know what you're looking for. With application of AI, we can take that down to like literally seconds and clue them into what really matters, what's happened in the past couple of days, which just totally, advances their ability to get to the right conversation quicker. So it's more care for everybody quicker.
Yeah. I don't agree ideologically with like the direction this is going, but I also don't know, and I don't have any other idea, like where are you going to magic more clinicians out of?
Right.
I mean, there will always be clinicians.
I know, but I don't like the idea that I don't like that. It doesn't feel good to me to say that out loud, but I also have no idea where the magic invisible clinicians are going to come out of for like the tsunami of boomers who are going
I
to be
just-
boomers,
yeah.
long-term care. You know, like I don't like where's it going to come from?
Yeah, where are they coming from?
We don't have it. We don't have them.
I don't have that magic
Yeah.
bullet for you.
So I don't know what else
But-
we can do besides apply more
Yeah,
technology.
yeah.
I don't know what else. we can do.
Look, it's a huge
Robots.
opportunity. Robots. We talk a lot about robots.
Interesting.
Robots might be the
Really?
answer. They might be the answer.
I think my aunt and uncle have like robot insurance in their long-term care insurance. I'm serious. They have the one where it's like you can use robots, or we can like bring robots into the home.
Yeah.
Sweet, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty cool. All right, Brian, you are an interesting person.
Not
You've
really.
come to interesting person parties.
Oftentimes a guest. at
Oftentimes a
interesting
guest.
person.
I'm a repeat offender.
Yeah,
yes.
a repeat guest of interesting person parties. So you actually have a pretty cool background working in health tech and kind of almost bridging the gap a little with some like tech bio pharma stuff. So
Yeah.
just tell our little fans all about your cool stuff.
Yeah. So I'm a lifelong health tech guy, you could say. So 25-ish years, which makes
It's a long time.
Which makes me old.
Not quite a boomer.
But
Not quite a boomer.
not quite a
Gen
boomer.
X?
Slightly older than you, I think.
Yeah,
No, he's the same age as you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gen X.
I'm not Gen X.
Okay, no. Maybe. Anyway, keep going.
No, I am absolutely Gen X. I'll fight you on that
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Tell the little
I've
fans
had
about your the important about you here.
Gen
Whether
X
you're a
life.
Gen X or elder millennial.
We can keep going if you want to.
I've had every job you can have in a medical software company.
Okay.
Is like sort of my story. So I started in support. I managed all support. I moved to services. I ran product. I ran engineering. I've moved over to sales. My last couple jobs have been sales jobs, GM jobs, and I've like had the good fortune to see healthcare from so many different angles. So 10 years in high acuity EMRs before Epic and Cerner sort of ruled the world. A whole bunch of stuff around population health and analytics. I've done imaging IT. I've done a bunch of health plan services around payment integrity. I spent a little bit of time in pharma. Not the space for me. And now
Me either.
PointClickCare is just a fantastic place to be. Big SaaS shop with a lot of opportunity in an underserved segment. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you are a fancy person. You've done a lot of things. You could have done many things. Why were you excited about PointClickCare?
I think the opportunity with the market that we have to make an impact, like with the market that we have, it's such an underserved segment of healthcare, and our mission-driven focus to improve that is incredible.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful place. Our customers are so loyal to us in the way that they respond to us is incredible. So it's
Yeah.
like it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what are you doing here?
I'm just here for the talk show.
That is the right
That's the
answer.
right
I'm
answer.
just here for the talk show.
We've been trying to figure out why we're here.
Yeah. Maybe you'll see me next year. Maybe you won't.
Ooh.
I
I better be on that
we'll
invite
see.
list.
Yeah. No.
Put me where
We'll
you're
definitely
making
be
it
here
right
for
now.
another party.
Top of the
Yeah.
list. Top of the list.
Top of the list. Yeah.
We'll definitely be here next year.
Okay. Yeah.
But we'll see. This is an evolving kind of place.
It really is. And I mean, we have now, multiple conferences that feel like this kind of scale. And, right, quite frankly, the economy is struggling in different ways, ups and downs. And
Yeah.
so I think the conference reflects that right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the identity of it.
What's the
of it
identity?
is
Who are we?
this year?
Yeah.
Because I think it's changed a lot. Like to me, it was formerly like Kim's little brother with a lot of the same look and feel, and now a lot of the companies that are here, like, I've never seen them. I don't know what they do,
Right.
and they're
a lot
like,
of baby
babies,
companies. They're
a lot
like
of
4 days
babies, yeah.
old. And the thing we were talking about hymns, and people are like, oh, it's a dinosaur taking its last breath. We've talked about that in other areas.
Yeah. Yes.
It's 4 times bigger than health, right? So, that's interesting. I mean, it could be argued that most of those 40,000 people are vendors staffing their booths, but
Well, I mean, this conference has a lot more focus on fun and style and music and art. Like it's
parties.
It's just a focus on that. But is that helping what we're doing for our day jobs? I don't know.
Yeah, look, I think it's tough to say. It's important for us to be here.
Yeah.
We've had some meaningful meetings.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what this will evolve to become.
Definitely not including
Well,
this one.
Yeah. This is a very important meeting.
Yes.
Okay, no, but so
Very
what
happy
are
to
what are
be
you
here.
most excited about in the next couple of years, right? Because it's healthcare, it moves at the speed of something.
Yeah.
What are you excited about?
So for us continuing, like if you think about our business again, super strong base and skilled, everything that matters to our patients come to those facilities, what happens before and after. So transitions of care, and using AI to make that more efficient. So huge investment in AI. We the leaps that we've taken as a company in the past year, like there's a lot of companies saying it, like we've really transformed. We've invested a ton in people. We brought in a super strong powerhouse leader
Saw that.
from
Yeah.
outside of healthcare with a huge AI background. That it just shows to we're making it real. And I think the things that we will do in the next couple of years, like we will be on the front edge of everything that happens.
Nice.
It's a huge opportunity and thrilled to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I think what's also exciting about y'all, right, is that oftentimes post-acute is that people are like, oh, it's on the edge, whatever, no one cares about it.
Yeah.
But with I'm sick of saying silver tsunami. The boomers are coming, right?
Boomers.
Tsunami was like a while ago. I think we're at another level.
Are we? I don't even know.
We're another level now.
It's like a silver. I don't know. Whatever. Any older people, right? So it is actually going to be a more central part of the care system,
Yeah.
Whether it's getting funded by stuff or not.
Without
right?
a doubt, right? Like becoming like tipping point of being impossible to ignore, like truly impossible to ignore, especially in the like quote unquote value-based care world where we both live in different ways, right? It's like how could you possibly be successful without a deep connection to post-acute and understanding that entire flow from the discharge to whatever else? I mean, there's no way.
Yeah.
You have to not only have the data connections, but you also have to be able to really have those deep partnerships and bringing the post-acute side into your whatever value-based care arrangement, whatever risk arrangement is. There's no way to do it otherwise.
That's been a huge growth driver for us in the past couple of years. I was around when the first ACOs, like 15-ish years ago,
Back in the olden days.
were birthed, and did a lot of really interesting work
Back
there.
when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
In a lot of ways, you can say like the senior care segment is one of the last stones to be turned in value-based care, and there's huge opportunity because there's so much cost there.
Interesting.
And huge quality.
Yeah.
Value-based.
So one thing we didn't talk about, we're talking about hospitals, SNFs. How are you working with health plans?
But we're working with every major health plan. It's a super interesting business. A lot of what we do is around feeding their care management programs, alerting patients. We have the largest real-time network of acute patients in the U.S. today. So tracking patients from facility to facility, providing those alerts to them so that they can engage their care managers and enroll those patients in different programs. So
Nice.
bunch of work around quality too. With the move to real-time quality measures, and like I think everybody gets this, but like the way most quality programs are run,
It's like the abolition of quality measures.
We're going to abolish them.
Like real data.
Well,
because quality measures are like a subset of a numerator denominator.
You need like an advanced degree to be able to understand
It's too
those,
complicated.
and they're based off of claims, which are by the time you scrub a claim and look at like, did we actually achieve that quality measure? Like 90 days has passed. Moving to real-time quality measures is a huge opportunity because we have that real-time network that we can track patients. Things like follow-up care, like you show up at the emergency department for X reason, and because that happened, you now to do, Y and Z. Trying to track all of that is where we're seeing a lot of growth.
Nice.
Love it.
So we're almost out of time here.
Tell
We
our
have a
loyal
very
fans.
loud next guest who's in the audience already, but take your
can see him.
time and tell our loyal fans anything else you'd like them to know about, PointClickCare.
I'm just happy to be here.
Oh,
Thanks for having me.
That was a safe thing to say. Good job.
That's a
Good
very
job.
safe
A
thing to
plus.
say.
A plus.
All right.
Yeah, we think you're great, Brian. You're all right. Next year, hopefully Lisa will be on the list for your party.
Yeah.
She won't have to break in. I don't know. It's very confusing. Also, shout out to Grace Vinton, world's greatest PR girl.
Grace.
It actually, brought Brian over here, got him on the show. So She was very persuasive.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks, Brian. All right, you're the best, sir.
My friend.
Maybe we'll see you
Thank you.
tonight. Maybe we won't. I don't know.
Right.
What's happened?
Is
Matthew Holt.
really next on the show?
Matthew Holt is really next in the show. Yeah. Oh my God.
I know. Downgrade. Who even knows? I don't. He's
Oh my
having
God.
a side conversation. It's not allowed.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
I'm not that good. I'm very good, but I'm not that wonderful.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Am I allowed to talk about your personal life?
Yes.
Okay, this is not my comments that we made privately. This is about.
I was gonna say,
This
you
is
know
about
what?
a certain.
No idea what
you gotta be up for anything.
This is about a certain pediatric cardiologist from Boston,
This is my
who
boyfriend.
is your boyfriend, who is freaking wonderful.
Oh, he is.
And yesterday, you weren't. None of you guys were paying attention, but
I was not.
I was in a certain amount of cardiac distress, and he really freaking helped me. So I was already very impressed by him, and he's even more impressed. And I did say he should send in Senator Bill.
This is actually one of the things that we share. I always try to get free medical advice from every doctor around me, and I like sometimes I do. Like I got a great medical advice from an ophthalmologist yesterday.
Yeah.
Won't name names because liability insurance probably, but same
Well,
thing.
I didn't actually name his name, but you can name him.
Can we? Yeah,
Yeah,
Doctor.
no,
Should we not?
No, your boyfriend.
That's
Oh,
what
I know. I have a
You-
husband, not a boyfriend.
No,
Thank
no,
God.
Wait, so we can't name Dark. Wait, were you
can
guys supposed to name him? What?
No, okay.
Oh,
Medical insurance.
everybody knows.
Everyone knows.
I just made that
All
up.
right.
Oh, anyway.
All right, anyway, can
he
I?
did tell me about this, and he
was-
said,
he was super
and
great.
he referred you to the appropriate channels. He did not.
Uh,
He did not do
Does that
anything.
treat you?
Yes, he was. He did not treat you. He.
I used to put like pictures of my kids, skin conditions on Facebook, and would have like a multi-doximity style people
Nice.
look at it.
You should have monetized it.
Nice.
Oh my God! Look at
yeah,
this guy.
but-
Jesus
okay.
Christ!
All right. Okay.
You want to do a quick cameo before this guy starts? Hold on. Hold, just quick cameo. Quick cameo.
Oh, hi guys.
Hello.
Michael Music.
Healthcare curmudgeon
Oh my God.
in the flesh. The other
I
Matt.
have
Well.
flesh.
I'm not a curmudgeon. I love healthcare.
I love health.
I didn't really want to say to Michael.
All I'm saying, what am I saying? All I'm saying is that I love many of the people in healthcare, and I think the healthcare system is a archaic shit show which needs to be blown up and started again, and almost
Yeah.
every institution in it should be destroyed.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I'm advocating
Just
violent
thoughts.
revolution.
Destruction is such a negative word. I think
That's
there's
the aesthetic
I think there's
solution.
just opportunity
Jo-
to optimize.
Joseph Schumpeter, no, there's not.
Okay, well here's the thing. Here's the thing. I
you
was
need
talking
creative
about
destruction.
here's the
Marxist
thing. I was
revolution.
talking about this last week. So if we don't do anything, healthcare expense will be like 30% of GDP inside of 10 years, which is like not going to work. Like healthcare expenses will be like $9 trillion, crazy. But like, does anything here actually move the needle on it realistically, or is it going to be done through like
Rate
massive reform? It's going to be done through massive government action and reform. But we have to have a functioning government to do that.
And they aren't here.
So in the absence of that, I mean, we don't have an open government. Like our government is like closed for renovations. Although we're building a
Well,
new
Okay.
ballroom.
can I explain the good
We're
thing?
renovating.
Can I explain the good thing about the Trump administration?
Yeah.
Lisa was
Oh,
amazed, so I
boy.
can find one good thing about it.
Oh boy.
Is that we have
Don't
now
care.
we have
There
now
are a few good
we
things.
have
Please don't
proved
cancel it.
we have proved now that the executive branch of the government, given sufficient willingness on the part of the other two branches to disappear, can actually do a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
What it's doing now is bloody awful, and even worse if you have a brown skin. However, there are lots of things we could do, and there's a lot of opportunity, and much of it is hiding on the balance sheet of the non-profit organizations that we have funded massively over the last 20 years.
Yeah, there's a
That
lot.
could be extracted.
I mean,
And
there are certain organizations that are massive care delivery providers in this country that are hedge funds, not care delivery
Absolutely.
organizations.
Well, they agree.
And it's like, but they keep getting, they're continue to be the beneficiaries of government subsidy,
of course,
and it's not fixing the problem that like healthcare is unaffordable. I had breakfast with someone today. They're a consultant. You posted about this last week, and I loved it about what the ACA did.
Oh
around
yeah,
creating.
Yes.
job lock. Although you disagreed with me.
it's better than it's
It's
better than
better.
it was.
It's
better
better.
than it was.
So
and
the-
some of the reforms are good.
This
Yeah.
guy's
Not
an
enough.
independent consultant, and he said that he, for his family of four, pays $30,000 a year for premiums,
So do I.
and it's a gold product. And he recently had a kid who had like a partial hospitalization, and he paid $9,000 for that, above and beyond his deductible.
So
That was his
$39,000.
40,000. And I said, "Are you getting an ROI on your health coverage?" She goes, "No." He's like, "And I'm avoiding an income tax penalty." I was like,
Can't you just like get rid of that? Isn't that like a don't they like isn't that like fake? Isn't they get rid of
I
that
mean,
part?
you can
Like,
you can
be
get
like,
rid of it.
I
You
don't
can
want
do.
to.
People be trying to, and I happen to be, as prior discussed about that rather wonderful cardiologist I met. I'm very likely to have some significant health expenses next year, and I actually had a good look at one of the crowdfunding things to see. And of course, they won't let me in because I have pretty
We talked
condition
about
within 2
the
weeks.
crowdfunding this morning. He was talking about this. It's like crowdfunding.
I mean,
isn't that just a health share?
But crowdfunding is health share, and the problem is it can't. The math
Doesn't
can't math if you have sick people in the thing, right? So no, we're now back
But
to
the
like
question is like, are we just
pre-ACA
getting to like,
stuff.
do we need to just have a single payer?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
But how you structure the single payer, you can do it in interesting ways. And if you had the thing I've been writing about and ranting about, starting by the way with a rant on a certain podcast that you two know very well. Remember my rant of 2 years ago about how everyone was too rich?
The
And
health tech doctor.
Oh.
that one, yes.
But
Yeah,
here's what I
I-
want to know. What happened with your lab? Did you ever figure out your EOB?
Okay.
It's the whole story.
Because I lost
I
the
love how
thread.
you're accommodating our low budget. Like you know that this needs to happen.
But you got a second
Look,
microphone.
Did
you
yeah,
We've
well,
always
last-
had
last-
two.
We've
last year,
never had more.
last year they had two, and one of them broke. And I was doing a joint interview with.
yeah, that's right.
Oh man.
Because you were in the media center last year.
No,
No,
we
we
were
were here.
everywhere.
They were- they
You're
were-
getting the conferences mixed up.
All right.
There's too
Okay,
many
you
of
have
them.
one more minute because you're PR person and he is gonna email
PR
us.
guy.
Yeah.
PR guy Drew. Remember who you thought the PR guy was?
Stop it. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
My
Drew.
first introduction.
You
to
Drew, the
You
PR
thought
guy.
Anish Chopra was your PR guy?
No, he's unPRable.
He
Love
has-
the man.
he has
You
a
can't
PR
control him. You can't keep
Ah.
No
him
control.
down.
Interoperability.
Yeah.
Fire.
Oh, I don't
Drew,
want
oh,
to get an
Drew's
email
mad.
because Drew, I do not know how to
Drew.
edit video. Do
Drew.
not call me. This was not my fault.
It's my fault.
Drew, I take all responsibility for this appearance.
Drew, it's also my
Yeah,
fault.
And then we
I
gotta
told him
hear
to come.
how Matthew's gonna fix healthcare.
No, he's
Come
not.
on, come
Was it?
What is it? What's the
on.
question?
You got 1 minute. I
No,
don't
what's
know.
my minute?
Whatever you want to do.
How are we going to fix healthcare? Massive government action. It's going to be really
I
disruptive. It's
think
going to be really
massive
painful.
societal decline and rebuild. I think we need that.
Look, go on.
I mean, but first of all, like, I think we have to change licensure requirements. We need to make primary care something that's not limited to MDs and DOs. Like we need to extend access. It's the whole concept to shift everything to the left. There's too much low value care being delivered in the
like the
inpatient
left.
setting. We need to stop this. You know how ambulances get paid? This is my favorite fun healthcare fact of the month. Ambulances only get
Turn
paid.
the patients over and shake out their pockets.
No, they only get paid if
Collections.
they drop someone at the ED.
Yeah.
So if I call an ambulance because I think I'm having a heart attack and they get to my house, they're like, no, you're just stressed because you have a stressful job. Like take an
They'll
aspirin,
load you
take
up
a
anyway.
Xanax. They load you up anyway because that's how they get paid.
$3,000 later.
Exactly.
$6,000 later.
It's bad for consumers. It's bad for hospitals because Mount Sinai or Bass General or community hospital, they don't want me in their ER. Like, well, maybe they do. I have commercial insurance. It's pretty good insurance.
Yeah.
But you get these hospitals for all the wrong patients. You need to move everything to the left. We have to change incentives. But again, this requires massive action.
So my interesting healthcare factor this month.
Yeah.
There are 400,000 nurse practitioners in America. We're creating 40,000 a year.
That's
Did
amazing.
not know that. And we need about 600,000 primary care clinicians of whatever stripe. And if you add them to the current primary care docs and the ED docs who should be doing ED, and you gave everybody, this is my new theory, you gave everybody a $2,000 voucher attached to the head. And you said to every primary care doc, go be the best primary
The
care doc
Spanish
you can be.
model.
Yeah, we're back to the Spanish model, right? We go or in the FQHC or the Portuguese
really
model,
like
or
that
whatever,
one.
right?
Oh, the FQHC
really
model.
like that one.
You
Why
do-
aren't
you
community
do-
hospitals, not FQHCs?
Sorry?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Integrated care models for rural communities.
I mean, I agree, but if you do it all, that gives you per primary care doc, they can put $500,000 to $600,000 in their pocket as salary, therefore be equally attractive as being a specialist.
Yeah.
And that gives you 500 to 700 grand to spend on all the programs you need, and you don't have to spend on 8 billing people to hassle the insurance company and try and get claims or whatever. You don't even do risk. You just give them the bucket of money, say go be the best doctor you can be for 600 people, not for 2,000. That alone,
by extending the pool to include all the NPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you'd also attract a bunch of doctors who are grumpy ED docs who would rather be, or
exactly.
cardiologists who would rather.
Yeah.
And you could have cardiology primary care docs which get a higher risk factor, or what you could do there are a bunch of clever policy wonks that Lisa knows who could fix and you guys know who could fix the the risk share, the risk adjustment, not in the way that United and Signify do it.
Okay, but
how they
don't listen
fixed
to this like British, NHS view or this like People's Republic of Massachusetts view. What does the capitalism say? Kat?
No, okay, so I actually think
Capitalism? Is this a new segment on the show?
Capitalism?
Capitalism.
here we are.
Capitalism.
No, you guys, here's what I think. We talked about this all the time. Yeah, we snuggled a little bit.
Okay.
We-
shifting to the right.
It's their
It's
left. It's their left.
Catapultism.
It's their left.
No, we talked about this. I am actually, despite being a catapulist, or whatever the hell. No, and right of center.
We're getting a little
I
punched up here.
am pro single payer.
Oh,
But I
all
think
of us
I
agree.
think we should do Medicare for all, and I think we should decrease the age of eligibility slowly.
Wow.
And no, I'm serious because I think that's the
Because
only
we
way
also
you
need-
can
we
have
need-
real value-based care.
We also need to stop
You press?
implementing innovative models when people turn
Some.
65.
Yeah. I agree with
I mean,
that. I agree with that.
My
Hard
parents,
agree.
my parents got into Medicare, and like all of a sudden they have MA, and they're like, "Oh, we got to do these things differently. We got to invest in prevention." They had Cadillac PPO plans for their entire life. They didn't know steroids, didn't know leaks. They could call a specialist and get in when they wanted. It's like, so we're going to teach them how to use healthcare differently when they turn 65.
Can we just blame Joseph freaking Lieberman for like that on its own for not? I mean,
We're not going to rehash the history of healthcare reform in America right now, but I do think
I
it's
can't
dumb that we're
point
like
the finger and
people
blame
who are 55 to 65 horrible health in America because
Oh
they're
my
like
God.
free Medicare and they're about to get coverage, but they don't have great coverage and they're in like they're getting sicker. It's the worst
It's the
situation.
worst situation.
It's like
Anyway.
having insurance like terms be like 1 year. You're like, why?
Yeah.
Why don't I?
Also, if we had Medicare for all, we could actually invest in long-term programs versus like this thing that's like 1 year at a time. You get a like ROI in 1 year. That's why people focus on risk
But-
adjustment versus wellness.
but I think you have to. So I've always said that Medicare Advantage theoretically, well, that was game to hell, has been game to hell.
Yeah, MA
is a-
for all
is a-
also works
is a
in my
better
opinion.
is a better
Yeah, fine.
system.
Germany,
fee for service because fee for
that's the
service.
German model.
German
Fee for
model.
service is the mess. You're right. Well, German or Dutch or whatever. However,
Those are two
we
different
can't-
things.
We,
You
we
know?
cannot. They are yes.
But
Let's-
I like the opportunity where everyone has coverage. You can choose to have traditional fee for service. You can buy an MA plan for additional benefits, narrow your network. Like it's life is.
No, I think we're going to kill fee for service. I don't think it's fee for service. I think fee for service gets gamed any which way.
Well,
Medicare
anything
fee for
could be
service
gamed.
has been
Anything
great.
could be gamed.
MA has
Anything
been
could be
gamed.
gamed. Anything could be
MA's
gamed.
been gamed, but
Yeah.
when I kill the insurers and give you a voucher for primary care, and I police what happens in primary care, and I get my
Allegedly.
This is so violent. You're
I know.
killing,
We're not.
you're
Everyone, just remember
disrupting.
again. This is fake news. This is not. We do not
I'm not
endorse.
pacifist.
I'm not saying you
Do
should
not
endorse,
endorse.
but like you don't endorse every guest who comes on your
Unen-
show.
I
Some of them I've seen
it's true.
I've seen a 2x2 matrix of the guests on your show. Some of them are smart. Some of them
Some of them
are
are real
some
dumb.
are delightful. Some of them are dumb and unpleasant. Was it
Wait, can we
smart, not smart?
can we just talk about private
Delightful, not
jets?
delightful.
Oh, yeah.
That was-
Yeah.
that was-
Okay. Wait.
Hold
We
on.
have something
Last-
important to
last
say.
5
Say
seconds,
something
last
important to say.
Thoughts
If
on
you're-
private jets flying
If,
health?
yeah. What do you
Sorry,
think
what
about
did you
that?
say?
Private jets flying health.
What do you think about that? What do you think about?
What do you think about that?
talking about?
Talk amongst yourself.
Oh, Michael's gonna dip out now
All I
after
can
saying
say,
that.
I was very good. No one invited me on the private jet.
No one
Yeah.
invited us.
No one
I
invited us.
don't
Yeah.
think-
You weren't leaving from the same place that the private jet was leaving in the back of Frontier for your $32 ticket. unlike
Listen,
me.
guys. Like, it might be tempting. I understand, but like, please don't do that. Please
Yeah,
don't do that.
The first rule of private jet is you don't talk about private jet.
Yeah. Do not. No selfies. No selfies.
It's very
Selfies is
not
like
cute.
I
cute,
get. I kind of get it because none of those people have been on it. Actually, I had a good look. There was one guy in the back I know had been on a private jet multiple times, one of the venture capitalists. But the rest of them have probably never on a private jet. It was super
Never
exciting.
take.
And they've been
Never
invited.
take a picture.
but I mean-
never post.
But-
How do you
but-
think it's
but
gonna land?
It's like when you suddenly you win the lottery, you don't realize that you
Never talk about it
don't
ever.
talk about
Yeah,
it until
ever.
you're too soon. Like,
You
I
go
get
into
one.
hiding.
Yeah, you go
You
into
never
hiding.
talk about it.
And the people on that are, in general, the good people. They just made a little bit of a PR error.
Mm,
It'll
You
blow
know,
up.
PR guy Drew would not be happy about that.
Yeah, no, Drew.
mm.
It was not our idea.
If you're watching,
No.
we love you.
Yeah, you're great, but we don't know how to edit. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
you get out of here.
Michael,
we gotta
thank
talk to this
you.
guy about
Storied.
what is your favorite, most ridiculous company on the show floor right now, and why?
Sorry, favorite most.
Yeah, like, what is the most bullshit company out there?
Do
Oh,
not
you
say
are.
the company that I work for, or else you're out. You're exited.
Well, some of these companies are
The
5 days.
good news is that I have not been to the Innovation booth, and I have not asked anyone in the Innovation booth what it does, so I haven't got 6 different answers.
You should go find out. I recommend
Don't
it.
worry. No, they paid a blogger, not me, to write up what they did. Not that I noticed or
true.
anything.
Yeah.
Nikhil took them for everything
Not a
they were worth.
secret sponsored post, but he did an amazing job.
He did an
Yeah.
amazing job. At the end of it, I went, I'm correct. No one understands what they do.
I just want you to know that Matthew
thought
Holt
it
is
was
not a
very
sponsor
clear.
of the Health Tech Talk Show.
Yeah.
No, actually, in the inverse, the separate company which it helps is a very generous and kind sponsor and center of the healthcare blog, and I'm incredibly
true.
grateful because
Welcome.
I don't have enough sponsors to be mean to the ones I've got.
Oh no, see that's well we are into our sponsors, but that's our problem.
My own.
Wow, I get carried away. So I'm not gonna name names, but I am gonna name the category.
Okay.
So, and there are a bunch of them, and some of them are incredibly smart people. But 10 years ago, the smartest people in America sat in rooms in Silicon Valley and designed programs that made people want to click on ads, and made a shitload of money for Google and Facebook and others, and ended up almost destroying American society in the process. And right now,
Jury's still out. We'll see how it ends. Could be bad.
you think American society is doing fine?
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, almost destroyed America in the process. I was challenging the almost.
Well, so
TBD.
so you may not know this, Kat, but being that me and Lisa live in adjacent towns in the Tony Place in Marin County, next door by itself is destroying her town. All is over. There's going to be a recall of the mayor, and there's all kinds of shit going on.
We're recalling 2 town councilors. Lots of embarrassing media coverage about how awful and hateful our town is. A town of 7,500 people, which really
It's
doesn't matter.
About to have a 6-story, 200 apartment block built on a old. Anyway, the answer is lots of unpleasant shit going on.
Even a very small and unimportant, like whatever town is affected by this.
All right, so
Division.
almost or not almost, and by the way, 93% voting Democrat in the last election down. Although one of the guys who voted on is a Trump apparently, so whatever. The upshot is that that is happening. Now the cleverest and smartest people in America have all now left, are leaving Palantir and God knows where, and Facebook and whatever else, and they are building tools to improve revenue cycle management. Right, to get in the guts of the back office. And yes, it probably will into, but what they're doing is the stuff that we were just talking about with Michael, is they're figuring out we're getting paid people service, we as providers are getting screwed over by being downcoded by the insurers. The insurers have got their AI people, and they're like figuring out how can we deny more and use AI to deny more faster. And there's a freaking war over like 2% of money up or down, which helps nobody. Doesn't make any of those companies rich. I mean, make the AI companies richer, but doesn't make any of the organizations any better off or any worse off. And it wastes an enormous amount of friction for doctors, and it screws over patients. And I mean, maybe some of them will make this a beautiful, clean system, but they're going exactly where the money is, just like the ad people did. And I wish that they would go somewhere else.
For sure. I mean, I think there's definitely there could theoretically be benefits to making things clearer and faster, but like, is it likely given the players? Like, I don't know.
No, so I'm not going to name specific names. Every time I name somebody, people come and say, "You're being mean. They're doing the best they can." I go,
we know that. We get criticized all the time, unfairly.
But I don't get any hate
I
mail.
get
Only
criticized.
Lisa gets it.
Ridiculous.
it's all from me. I just have lots of multiple.
If you have hate mail, please send it to Kat and to Matthew Holt.
Yeah, send us your hate mail. We're here
Don't send
for
it to me.
Lisa is the soft underbelly. Don't go for the soft underbelly. That makes you a freaking whip.
They can take it. I can't. I'm too sensitive.
In fact, I would enjoy it. I know they're sending it to Lisa. Anyway, you get hate
All
mail.
right. Sometimes.
Well, no. So the actual mail that I get is fun and games. Is that now I am the least famous and by far the least important guy with my name in the health tech sector.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
But I've now
But
started.
he goes by Nat.
Yes, but I think a lot of people have called me Matt for 20 years, so I never stopped them.
Uh-oh.
Are we done?
We're getting the wrap up.
All right. Okay. I'll end with this
Yeah,
sentence.
yeah.
Okay.
So I now have to correct them because the other Matt Holt is, running private equity fund,
Big deal.
better, big deal, massively richer than me, better looking,
Sure,
younger,
sure,
prettier,
sure.
blah blah blah. I get the odd email to me saying, "Hey, I've got this thing. We'd like new man in capital to invest and roll us up, and whatever." And I'm going,
Like, not me.
forward. Sorry, wrong guy.
Oh.
But please, can I have 10%? I've not got 10% yet.
That's good. That's
Oh.
good. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good. I like it.
yeah, that's
Nice.
fantastic.
Nice.
All right, last thing
Okay.
for our loyal fans. Matthew Holt. Not speaking music with Matt Holt.
That's the thing.
That's
it.
the thing.
That's it.
Okay.
That's
Thank
it.
you, Matt.
You're done.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Holt.
Yeah.
Love both of you. I love your.
Can I
love your boyfriend even more.
can I
He's very
present-
lovable.
Of my
10%.
10%.
Yes.
So I'm
10%.
forwarding the email, and Lisa's getting 1%. I hate to tell you, no checks have arrived yet. Matt does occasionally reply back sort of laughing as to, oh, yes,
Lol.
somebody else. Sometimes I send out
No one
stuff
can hear
in
me.
my
It's talking over here.
somebody else. Sometimes I send stuff out in my name, and people write back and think it's him.
He's leaving.
All right.
He's dead. Okay. Wow. Oh wow. You're getting the glare.
Kyna Fong,
Real technologists.
Doctor,
PhD.
PhD,
That was
Yes. So
and
you're
this-
dealing with an idiot. And
yeah,
now you
get
have
out
a
of here.
PhD.
Go,
Okay,
go,
okay.
go, go, go. So, Kyna Fong,
Go
What?
explain to them how
I don't understand the whispers.
oh.
Okay. No side conversations.
stop
It's a live show.
talking.
Live show. Live show.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Kyna.
Kyna.
Well, no.
Kyna
Gotta
Fong.
hold it.
Gotta
Oh,
hold
I
it.
gotta hold it.
Yep,
Okay,
yep, yep. We gotta hold it. And then we gotta do that. You know.
Well,
Yes.
it's very cute.
Welcome to our show, Kyna, PhD. So tell.
Kyna PhD.
I mean, she's got a lot going on. I don't know. You know, we have PhDs from the School of Hard Knocks. So tell our adoring fans, just
Yes.
give them your intro. Tell them your origin story.
My whole
Anything
story.
you want.
All right, anything I want. Okay. Well, my name is Kyna Fong. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Elation Health. We are a primary care company. We try to build technology and a platform that primary care physicians deserve, so that they can help build the sustainable healthcare system that we all so desperately want. A little bit of my story. Well, just to Elation, I was a health economics professor at Stanford, so I did
No big deal.
That's my the
NBD.
type of I'm not a real doctor. I'm a fake doctor with a PH. That's my joke.
More real
And
than us.
probably but what got me into healthcare is actually my dad is a primary care physician, and as a teenager, I helped him, myself and my brother, who's my co-founder. We helped him build his practice from scratch. So we did everything from build furniture, negotiate with insurance companies, hire staff, whole nine yards. So
Right on.
that is really the viewpoint from which I've approached healthcare, which is front lines on the ground, interacting with patients who just so desperately want to, just be taken care of and be able to take care of their own health.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on here at Health.
Yes.
There are a lot of companies that have bolted some AI stuff, or the AI, as Kat refers to it.
Yeah.
I don't think I said AI yet.
No, I know it.
Yeah,
We are,
okay.
no,
You're
it's
saying
not
it now.
you.
We did
Everyone
it.
else did.
We did it.
And Kat calls it the AI. So
Okay,
they
the
bolted the
AI.
AI onto it. Like, how are you doing that? Not doing that?
Did you
Did you bolt AI?
No.
No. Good answer.
We are putting the
No.
we're trying to rethink. It's hilarious. I know. No, but we actually explicitly are trying not to bolt on the AI because it is just such a transformational technology. I have to sort of first go back to and
Right.
like how do we leverage this transformational technology to help them do what they were trying to do. Usually we were I think one of the first companies within EHR that decided to build our own scribe natively. And
Mhm.
now there's scribes are all over the place in a dime a dozen. But the reason we did that was because we just didn't want a scribe bolted on. Like, we thought that was not the experience that would be most delightful to our users. And so we were rethinking the documentation experience. Where scribe and like ambient is part of that, but there's so much more that is relevant to a documentation experience that ultimately for the user is touch free and automatically not only documents a note but also checks off what needs to be checked off, creates structured data where structured data is needed, and ultimately in the ideal world just codes and gets yourself paid without thinking any further.
Yeah.
So I do think I am with earnestness of thinking it's not bolt on AI, but at the same time that's not to say it's not hard. Thinking building AI first is a new muscle that everybody's flexing. But it's an exciting journey. So much amazing possibility.
Yeah.
So we were talking to someone yesterday who I cannot recall right now because our 5 brain cells have not reactivated. But they were talking about the EHR market and how there's still so much room for disruption. And I actually said EHRs are one example. Everybody thinks the market. There's such an opportunity.
They're already there. Tons of legacy.
Right. Yeah. But Elation is a relatively new player, right? Like, what is that like for you? What do you see as the opportunity? And
I mean, I feel like they've been saying that about EHRs for
Elation's been around for well over a decade
that's true.
at this point.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would say the first thing I would start with is like there's still a need and massive things. Yes, it's hard to switch, but certainly like the technology is making that easier and easier. And the places where you can start getting data are broadening, rapidly. And so what I would say macro is like we take a step back, still a ton of pain, still a bunch of need, all sorts of band-aid solutions that are costly and ineffective that show up. You build around, above the EHR, on the side of the EHR, like all these things that are basically contorting, providers to like make up for the deficiencies of EHR. And then at the same time, you have like real value being generated. And this idea of an EHR as like a dumb system of record that just sort of exists for compliance reasons, I think that's an old idea.
Yeah.
And I think most people who are thinking about the future of healthcare just don't see today's EHRs as like the foundation of that future. So I think that, whether we call it a different thing or it manifests itself differently, I do think the centrality of EHR is something that is evolving, and I believe today's EHR companies should evolve to what is actually needed.
I feel like we're getting to the point where the phrase EHR or EMR is like feels antiquated. Like we're portable document format. Like it's just like it doesn't like fax, e-fax or whatever. It's just it doesn't feel like it now feels a bit old timey. Like it feels a bit old. It's starting to feel old timey. What is encompassed in a platform like Elation's, or like what Innovation does, or whatever. Not an EHR necessarily, but it's like it doesn't. Those words don't help. They're not super descriptive anymore.
Yeah,
which is interesting. And also EHR kind of has a little bit of like the baggage of billing.
Yeah. I mean, from the get-go, the way we had to always describe Elation and talk about EHR, it's like, well, it's not the it's not like, so we talk a lot about clinical first. Like our clinical first philosophy is it's always been our differentiator. We only built clinical for a long time. We just added billing as, has been needed to really serve our customers. But one of the ways that we would say clinical first EHR, and then what we'd quickly say is like the EHR that doctors want, like the ones that they thought that they were going to have before, the ones that was actually
the story they were sold back in the day.
Exactly. And not these billing machines that force them to, turn them into drop down, and button clickers.
Right.
And so I think that is kind of coming back into focus. Like the thing about AI is that it allows, it sort of gives this ability for technology, or removes this excuse that technology has had for a long time, where it's like, oh, that's hard to build, or that's hard to do, or like, here's how you use. Because AI really, it's like, well, what, like user, what do you want to happen? It's like pretty much to be able to make that happen now, because software is common sense. Like once you have AI in the mix, so I do think there is a really central role for a kind of a main system, like place that work and decision making and clinical reasoning is happening. And to your point, did we start calling that something different? We keep calling it HR. I don't know. But it has been what we've been thinking about the whole time. So it's just it's like this fascinating evolution.
Yeah. Tell me about what is the importance of the direct primary care model to what Elation is doing?
I mean, it's energizing in the sense that you see like true primary care, like the human to human element of primary care, and why the study after study just shows it numerically that primary care is tremendous ROI. Like incremental dollar primary care reduces $13 of downstream spend. Then when in the direct primary care market, which is unfettered by insurance. So for those not familiar, it's when the primary care physician is basically like getting paid by the patient, and in some cases the employer directly. So there's no insurance in the middle of it. So it's typically a monthly fee that's fairly affordable. And I think the value of that is really just demonstrating and bringing to life this pureness of what is a strong primary care relationship, when you really have somebody who's with you over time, who's there for all that you need and is a partner for you. Now, it's hard to scale. There are many challenges with, a direct primary care doc doesn't see nearly as many patients as we need them to see. We already have a primary care shortage. But to your point about your question of like, what's so important about it? I think it just brings life to this such an important idea of like human to human connection and personal personalized primary care.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a direct primary care physician is free of all oversight. They're still licensed physicians or clinicians,
yes.
and they have to do certain quality reporting and things like that. That is just like baseline, like reporting for public. They have to do certain things still. It's not like they're free, but they're a little bit more unencumbered from the chassis that is kind of where we got these EHRs, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you are a pledger for the CMS Interoperability Pledge.
We are.
Tell us why. I'm adding drama.
Like that's
Obviously, we're supportive. We're very supportive of the A team, of everything CMS is doing. Just why'd you jump in? Because not everybody did.
There are many. What I would say is that there are many challenges with our healthcare system, or roadblocks in our healthcare system that the government or some sort of centralized body is necessary to overcome, like unblock. So there are things that we just can't do in the private in industry by ourselves. And so the idea that this group of both private public constituents would come together and really think of Medicare as another payer, like one of the biggest payers in the country, come together and really try to get through these barriers to interoperability and data sharing and all these things, and patient engagement and patient access. Like the idea that on a voluntary basis, all of these private and public entities would come together and try to overcome what have been historically incredibly challenging barriers. It's worth seeing where that can go, and being supportive. And that's why.
Nice.
Love it. It's nice.
Very cool. What else? Why are you here at Health?
Yeah, what are you
We're
doing?
talking about like the.
To talk to you guys.
Yeah,
That's
again the right answer.
Health.
Clearly.
I feel like this means you should pay us money.
Oh,
Yeah,
We
got so many
Isn't this all
people
free?
here.
It's conscious.
I mean,
there's
the
a
badges-
value. There's a badge
Oh
value.
yeah, they give us free badges.
Well, these
That's
are
worth some cash
They're
money.
not
expensive.
cheap. They're not
No.
cheap.
Yeah,
They're not cheap.
no.
Yeah,
So,
no, I mean, but like this is a conference that you and I have been at many times now. Your team is here. You've got folks out there. I saw many members of your team, Andrew, Manisha, others on the floor. So, why are you here? Why are you still coming to the show?
Well, it's everybody.
Yes.
There's always I think there's energy. We are a fully remote company, so it's also nice to come together and spend time. And then a bunch of our customers and partners are here. I think it's like a couple days where you can just let creativity flow and just have some great conversations. So we've continued to find it a valuable conference to attend, and we have a booth, and it's great.
Love it. Nice.
Yeah.
Any final words for our surely millions of fans who are watching live right now?
Probably at least 2 million.
Well, these two are amazing. So thank you for having me on your
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
And I guess we're to show it one thing, like primary care is just
Primary care.
Paulius was doing the primary care school shirt.
He was here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I want to get that shirt.
We should get that shirt.
We gave him a minute on the show because his team helped Melissa move the furniture.
That's right.
I see. I see. Well, yeah. I mean, it's the care that we all want, and that we'd all want our loved ones to have. So, I think it'll be a group effort to get it back to the place where we need it.
Awesome. Love it. Okay. Thank you, Kyna.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks for being on the show.
Nope.
you.
No
All right,
time.
all right,
We're
Woo,
going
so
live. We're going live.
we are
Up
about
and-
to have our last guest on
Yes, and
Of our
got 7
last-
minutes until I have to.
of our last show. Hello. So Karen, well, Karen, we do not know you.
Oh,
Um,
you need to
oh,
give them the mic.
oh.
You literally can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is-
Nobody heard what I
Someone,
said?
someone may have told you this is a budget operation.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's totally fine.
Yeah. So introduce yourself to our million loyal fans and
Okay.
us also.
Amazing. Hi, everybody. My name is Karan. I am the founder of OneLine Health. We have conversational agents that conduct a comprehensive clinical evaluation before an encounter, giving the physician all the necessary clinical insights to not only, optimize their care pathway, but also optimize referrals if necessary.
Nice.
All right. So how did this happen to you?
Oh man,
Story.
That's a long story. So not to get too deep, but my
Please.
my sister had leukemia. She actually passed a couple of years ago. And just in the numerous rounds of chemotherapy, radiation that she was receiving, obviously had tons of, other conditions that came up, tons of autoimmune things that, are just hard to predict and manage. And so she was getting sent from one physician to the other and, with the incorrect workup. So she would go see someone, then they would say, okay, go get this study done, then come back to me. We can have a conversation versus like being able to have, a streamlined visit where all that's done in advance. You just see the physician the one time with everything done. So that was kind of the genesis. And then, just noticed that was a recurring problem, not just for my sister, but, just in healthcare in general. 30% of patients are referred, with either incorrect or incomplete workup or to the wrong provider. So trying to cut down on that. Yeah.
Yes, I'm currently navigating being referred to a provider in the wrong city that I had told or asked for, and they're calling me nonstop, and I'm gonna have to block them.
Yeah.
She's gonna block them.
I'm gonna block them.
So who is your buyer?
So right now we're working with health systems.
Okay.
University of Southern California is a marquee one. But in working with providers, we're able to identify, what is the appropriate workup for patients that they're going to see in advance, right? And so USC is actually the specialty provider of choice for Optum. So a bunch of, urology patients, GI, cardiology, just all getting sent to USC, whether they're incorrect or not. And so they're saying, before we would be seeing these patients, they'd be like, I don't know why you're here. Patient doesn't know why they're here.
Right. Yeah.
And so, it's just like, who the ball was dropped somewhere. Or, for the case of like urology, as an example, a patient with prostate cancer comes and, they have a PSA or, they should have had an MRI of their prostate done. And so the urologist says, great, thanks for coming. Nice to meet you. Go back. And then, maybe 6 months when I have some availability, we can review that study.
Yeah.
Right. So 30% of the time a patient falls into one of those two buckets. Either it's the wrong provider or, incomplete workup.
Not the right timeline.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting. So how does this actually, what's the actual,
walk us through.
What does it look like for patient, for provider?
Yeah. So right now we serve as kind of a screening here between either primary care and the specialist within USC or any institution, or a outside provider to the institution. In that screening is the clinical evaluation that I mentioned. So we have a voice agent that talks to patients, gathers the necessary history from the patient in the same way a physician would face-to-face, checks relevant information from the HR. So whether it's labs, sticking with the urology example of prostate cancer, if they have a recent PSA, if not, that needs to be, identified beforehand to make sure they update a to their physician. Physician before that is deemed qualified. Otherwise, they are prone to call it.
So a friend who asks these questions of health tech companies, who makes this money? You makes money. Yeah.
There's my guess is obviously there aren't enough specialists in most healthcare markets, and the wait times are really, really long.
Absolutely.
Right? So, maybe you're just increasing a little bit of capacity by getting the right person, the right place, at the right time. But I'm trying who make less money in this situation. I think it's just like care is not happening.
I mean,
right?
technically, the health system would make less money because you're preventing a wasted visit.
You're not flinging stuff around, yeah.
But
there's
you're
plenty of
also
capacity
there's
there,
5
right?
months of wait, so there's no shortage of patients to
Right,
see.
right,
It's not like
right.
if you cancel this one, then like you're gonna fill that again, right?
Right. Very cool.
Yeah, I don't think that health systems are happy as well with those wait times. But I don't know.
Absolutely
it just feels
not.
like there's a lot of need.
Yeah,
for
a lot of
specialists
bloat, a
there.
lot of just inefficiency, a lot of discoordination and just lack of communication and things that should be identified or not. But we're changing that.
Yeah. So what are your plans for 2026? I mean, you don't have to give us any secret sauce, but are you looking to expand to new regions, different, like are you into IPAs or something like that beyond health systems?
Yeah, we do have a couple key partnerships that we're really excited to announce. I can't say the names yet, but that'll be on the horizon. We're looking to raise our Series A in the beginning of 2026, either Q1, Q2.
Love
If
it.
you want to give us 10% of your company, we'll take it.
Sure.
Sounds great.
We should
Yeah,
tell
it-
Matthew Holt. We just
Yeah,
gotta
we just got
I
a
was
deal.
just talking to him.
We're-
He's
we're
like-
doing-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You up for 10%
Yeah,
also?
yeah.
Well, we give us a 10% first. Is all I'm going to say about that.
Absolutely, you guys get
yeah.
precedence.
Well, that's awesome. So, what about health plans? Because I assume that this is also valuable.
Absolutely. So when we started, with the focus of providing benefits to the physician, giving them, all the necessary clinical detail to make that visit more meaningful, rather than having to extract information in real time together, right? Everything served up to you on a silver platter. You know who this patient is, why they're here, what work has happened in the past, if any, and appropriate considerations going forward. But for payers, I mentioned the whole USC Optum
Yep.
relationship. Reducing 30% of wasted visits that a payer would otherwise be paying for is like an immediate massive cost saving.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's your background? I understand the personal story, but what were you doing? You didn't just like materialize this company out of thin air. What were you doing prior?
Yeah. So my background is in medicine. My parents are physicians. My sister actually, during her leukemia and chemotherapy treatments, she was finishing med school. So
Wow.
clinical family in the family business, so to say. I was just exposed to health systems in different capacities, just seeing a recurring theme, and spent a lot of time doing due diligence. Is this something that is specific to this particular workflow that I'm in, whether it's like a urology clinic or cardiology, or is this applicable to outside of Los Angeles where I was? So yeah.
I'm sorry. There's some
distracting,
serious drama here.
hilarious,
We
distracting
apologize.
things happening.
This is a low budget operation. Okay, so pre-series A.
Yep.
You're at Health.
Yep.
What is attracting you to this? Is this your first time?
This is my first time sponsoring. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what is about Health? What's bringing you here?
Well, firstly, just connecting with people like you guys. I think
Obviously, we're
So it's
came
clearly
here for
the
us.
only
yeah.
draw.
Just connecting with like-minded people is really energizing. A bunch of health systems, payers, VCs are here,
Nice.
obviously.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
those conversations, while we're not trying to raise right now, better to have those
For the
relationships
future.
and start
Yeah.
that conversation
For
earlier than
sure.
later.
For sure.
So what do you think about the company here? Do you feel like or what do you think of like the overwhelming AI
A lot of AI.
wave? Yeah.
AI
What do you
everywhere.
what are
A
just
lot
some
of AI, a lot of
observations?
agents. I'm guilty of that too, by the way. So,
That's what I
I
hear.
can't be hypocritical. So what do I think of it?
Yeah.
I think it's great. There's a lot of interesting use cases that I try to stay laser focused on my day to day, but seeing what other people are doing is really interesting and so.
Yeah.
I'm in sport.
Nice,
Okay.
nice. Any words for our millions of loyal fans watching? Anything you'd like to share with them? How can they find out more about OneLine Health?
Yeah, you can add me on LinkedIn directly. You can go to our
Oh,
website,
We're gonna add him
www.myonlinehealth.com. If you're a system, happy to do a demo. VC as well. I mentioned
Yeah, make it
if
fit.
we're looking to raise Q1, Q2, 2026. We have great traction already and great team, just building momentum. So looking forward.
Love it.
Nice.
Well, tell us this because you are our last guest of our last
Okay.
show at
Okay,
Health.
that's a lot of pressure.
We need
I gotta
like
close
what?
with a bang or what?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I'm sure you thought about it, obviously. But like, what should everybody be thinking about? What
In
do
life?
yeah. I mean, in life.
In
you know?
life, just be
Like, how do we-
happy. Be
I
happy.
love this guy.
Be happy. Find fulfillment in whatever it is that you do. Life is short. I've went through tragedy in my life with my sister. So time is precious. Work and building is very exciting for everybody here. I think we're all of the same kind of mindset of trying to move forward to the next thing, but not getting lost in the day to day, which is really easy. And just being mindful of the people that are around you, making sure you're present as much as you can.
So
That's pretty much it.
be present, become an entrepreneur.
I guess so, which is like diametrically opposite because you're just not present at all.
Yeah, but also
building
don't
something
forget,
meaningful.
Yeah.
let your sister's memory be a blessing.
Yeah.
And so on. That's fantastic.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you guys.
us.
This was
And
fun.
yeah, I mean, come back anytime. Let us know how it
Yeah,
goes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
10%.
I mean,
I'm a recurring guest.
you
10%.
10% come anytime you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
just
got
saying.
yourself a deal.
Yeah. And we look forward to our paperwork.
This
Yep.
has been a special
Well,
low budget
it'll be a
edition.
handshake. It'll be a handshake. deal.
Special low budget edition of the Health Tech Talk Show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations for
Pleasure
being
to meet
here.
you.
All right,
Of course.
everyone, we'll see you in some number of days. And be good. Talk to you later. Bye.
And we'll actually probably be splitting up all these little shows with our
That's right.
severely good internet editing skills.
That's
So our loyal fans, we will show them you later. So
All right.
cool.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
thank you.
All right.
Oh my God.